Hey guys, it is an awesome September afternoon, and well, let me tell you where we are with the homestead so far. We have the cabin coming in, but it's been delayed again. It'll be the end of September now, so September 30th, and we are working on getting our road built in. So we have the grader coming out hopefully next week to come and drag our road from up there to back here where the cabin's gonna go. Now, being that we had to wait because the rain came, and the approach that they're building for us is going to be shared with our dearest neighbor, and his crop isn't down yet and won't be for a couple weeks. It kind of makes things a little interesting. So we're hoping we can still get at least half of the approach built because they were making it an extra wide so it can be double used. So we'll see how that goes. And then, they're going to grade this flat so that I can actually put footings in for the cabin to sit on. Now, whether I get the concrete footings in that I want is one thing, or the rail ties for a temporary is another. But you know what? You just do what you can with what you've got. It's homesteading, and it's homesteading on a budget. And that's what this whole little video bit is all about. Is because I know a lot of people are trying to find a way to live, build their house, build a place for them and their family where they can feel safe, secure, and not have to depend so much on the craziness that's going on in the world economy and society. So having something off-grid, or even just small acreage and even on-grid but limited, is looking more and more desirable. Tiny homes are more desirable, aka we are going to have a 12 by 32 cabin to start with. Yes, we're going to expand it out a little bit more towards that tree line, and it will be a little bit bigger. It has lofts, so it's actually 567 square feet to start, which isn't horrible. It'll do. It's about 100 square feet per person, 125 square feet per person. So it's livable, right? It's what we've got to work with. And today's task, since we're limited in equipment, couldn't get the tractor that we were hoping for. I'm hoping this spring I can bring in some financing from Sask Futures. Yeah, I think that's the one. Anyways, and get them to help us bring in a tractor, and maybe a little bit of funds so we can get a couple cabins, because we want to start the resort down in the valley, where down there it's gorgeous. Our pond valley is way down there. It's gorgeous. But yeah, we want to bring in a couple cabins and have a ton of campsites open so people can actually do some backyard, or like some backcountry camping. It is off-grid, and that's what we want. We don't want to be on grid. We don't want to have to rely on, the power goes out. Well, we're tied into the grid, so now we're out of power. And we've got the backup generator, but now we're on fuel. Well, no, we're going to be wind, solar, even water powered generating. It all is going to be self-sustaining at the end of it all. So today's task, anyways, as I was saying, is right behind me. That is potentially where the back corner of the cabin's going to go. So I'm starting my trench line that's this little area behind me where my shovel is, and that is going to be the drainage pit, and it is going to be a lot deeper, but this is where our gray water is going. All our septic is going to be composted. I am bringing in a biodigester eventually, but for now we're using the composting containment. And for that, and then the gray water is literally just gray water, which we don't use any harsh chemicals for cleaning or anything. So really, the ground's not going to be filtering off a whole lot other than maybe some leftover food, which in the gravel pit, I'm sure the worms will have fun eating that eventually. So, I am doing this by hand right now. So I'll flip this around. And yeah, we don't have the equipment to dig this out. And nor do I have the money to pay somebody to do this. Because if I paid someone to dig this pit, it cost me roughly, I'd say, $800 bare minimum. Couple grand if they were being really picky about it. Who knows? I'm not perfect at pricing, but I'm just taking a wheel of a guess. And of course, they want to do it right up to code right away. Being that we're homesteading and doing things in stages, we're doing things in stages. So this drainage pit is not going to be the standard 6 feet down below the frost line and whatnot, but it will be 4.5 feet down, and our line is all going to be insulated right up to the drainage pit, so that, or the drainage way, so that nothing really freezes and heaves and does a whole bunch of stuff. Plus, we have a whole bunch of hay bales down at the bottom, so we're going to bust one up, put a nice half mount over our drainage pit, and then that way this winter it won't freeze. So yay me for being innovative. So that's today's little thing that I'm working on. And hopefully we can get a good start on it today. So I'm going to put my phone into a tree, get it set up for you guys, show you a little bit of the rough work, show you that you guys can do this. It's a little bit of work, but honestly, if you don't want to have to worry about paying the atrocious prices for houses and paying for atrocious prices for services, as long as you can get it all certified in the end of it all, before you get insured and before you send off or you finalize all the plans with the RM that you're living in, then things should be on the up and up. So let me put my phone in a spot and we'll get working. Okay, so the first thing I got to do is I was digging up this root. This is the first nasty part I came across. Yeah, one of the hang-ups, especially when you're doing it by hand. Because if I had a backhoe, well, this wouldn't be a problem. But I don't have a backhoe. Why? Well, because a mini backhoe that's towable is roughly $7,000-ish. A mini excavator is roughly 10. And it just goes up from there. So, yeah, by hand it is, my friends. So this, I'm going to use my loppers, chop that out, and then I can continue to dig, right here.